Good morning, everybody. I hope this video finds you well. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about what it's like to move in China. Move, as in moving your household. It's a bit different than how you would do it in the States or in the West. Well, it's seemingly different. The fundamentals are still the same. Okay, you get a mover and they move things for you, right? Today I'm just going to talk in general because this move has disrupted my regular routines, as all moves do, right? And everything is a bit in turmoil. I've got stuff over here, I got stuff over there, I got stuff locked up over there. I've got documents I'm signing, I'm doing all kinds of stuff going on. So, let's talk about what's going on, shall we? It is late July, and it's hot. And Zhuhai is the tropics, or semi-tropics, depends on your point of view. But we're at the northern part of the tropics, just entering on the semi-tropic area. I would say Hong Kong is like Singapore. It's pretty much in the tropics. Most of the year it is hot. In Zhuhai, the weather is primarily hot from about May through September. It's hot. No, actually, I take that completely back. Hot goes from March through September. That's hot. Extremely hot goes from May into September. That's extremely hot. And then we have a very, very short period of livable. Livable is October, November, December, January, February. That's it. That's livable. That's roughly 4 to 5 months of livable. The temperatures at that point in time are actually kind of nice. They're very, very, very comfortable. If you're an American, you would consider these temperatures to vary between 70 and 75 degrees. On a couple of cold days, it may go down as low as 55. Fahrenheit, obviously. So right now, while all Western media is talking about global warming and the heat situation and everything, I can confirm to you guys that I am experiencing heat just like you guys. And I can also confirm that it's about 1 degree or 2 degrees hotter than it normally is. Normal temperatures are around 33 in Zhuhai. And yesterday they were 36. And my house was at 38. What does this mean for those of you who are Americans? That's pretty much in the 90s, the mid 90s to 100 degrees. And of course, Zhuhai on the coast is all humidity. So we're talking 90% humidity. So we're talking 90s. And it is hot. And I'm also getting out of a coronavirus lockdown. We were in a lockdown because of the B5 variant, which is a particularly nasty variant of coronavirus, rampaged through where I lived and rampaged through my community. So we were all in lockdown. The lockdown lasted roughly 2 weeks, and it was a solid lockdown. we couldn't go anywhere except go out to test to use our QR. So that was very, very, very inconvenient, to put it mildly. So the lockdown ended already, and during that entire time, everything was on hold. Buying houses, moving into houses, doing stuff, all on hold. It's very stressful. Stress, people, is when you're in a situation that you can't control. That creates stress. That's why a lot of people are control freaks. They want to reduce stress in their life, so they try to take control. They tend to be very bossy about it, which is something I personally hate, but that's another subject for another time. So we have this situation where I am now finally able to move to my house. And I have also described that before. We're moving to the west side of town. We live on the east side of town. We're moving to the west side of town. Woo! And we need movers. Funny thing about these movers, they know us, got on the computer, and they're like, oh, I know you guys. We moved you then, and then, and then, and then. They moved us through like 5 or 6 moves already, and they know us quite well. They actually good operation. They give us real good prices. They come. It's based upon the number of trucks that they use to move things, and so the prices are pretty reasonable. They'll come on in and they'll pick you up, pick your stuff up, and move it for you. And we're moving into a new house in a new complex. I'm also buying another new house, a new complex. There's all kinds of houses in China. I'm not going to deny that. But most Chinese people live in complexes. And that's the same with me. I live in a complex. In particular, this house moving in right now, we had bought a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And we got a good price on it. And we see it as a great investment and an opportunity for other things. So we're finally able to move into the house, and basically it's pretty much like the States. You get a mover to move your stuff. Actually, in the States, we always had to move our stuff by ourselves. At best, we would get a U-Haul, or if we had a truck, we'd put the stuff in a truck, or if friends had a truck, we'd put the stuff in their truck. Nope, in China here, we just get a mover and they move the whole things for us. Our last move took around 3 truckloads worth. This move hopefully isn't going to be that much. We're anticipating 3 truckloads, but I think it'll probably be 2 truckloads because we threw out some furniture, big bulky things. I hated it. We'll get some replacement furniture, maybe not. In a way, we're downsizing. This current house that I'm in right now is around 300 square meters, and we're going to a place 1/3 the size of it. That means nothing to you guys in the States. I know it means nothing to you guys to the States. We're moving from a place that has 3 bedrooms and a study and 2 baths to a place that's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, no study. This one also has a big porch. We're moving to a place that has a little porch. So, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Who cares, right? Now, it's in a very, very nice area. Things are cheaper because it's not in the city center. We're in the Zhuhai center. We're in the touristy area. It's growing. Man, there are skyscrapers building up everywhere. They're going up. But we're moving up over in the hinterland. I call it the hinterland. It's just a half an hour drive. But it's a better It's better for us, and I'm pretty jazzed about it. Tell you what. As we're entering into this period of time, and it's hot, I check out the Western media. Nancy Pelosi's trying to come over to Taiwan, going to shake things down. America's trying to play this bullshit game of saying one thing, doing another thing the entire time, poking. They want a Chinese response. They want a Chinese response. There is no brakes on their foot. Their foot is on the gas pedal, and it's going to get people killed. I talked about this at other times. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I'm moving. Instead, I want to talk about the move. So what I did is I went ahead and I got all these boxes. I got lots of boxes in the office. These are boxes for carrying metal parts and electronics and stuff, because I do a lot of trade and development work internationally. Don't hear too many people saying, well, China can't innovate, do you? That narrative kind of dried up back in the 1990s, but you still hear some ignorant people repeating it. You'll see it on the news media to say stuff. Basically, China's where it's at if you want something designed or manufactured. So it's kind of what we do. And so we have these big cardboard boxes that we use to ship to our customers, wherever they may be. Iran, Nigeria, Germany, Korea, Japan. We put the stuff in there, and the boxes, they're double thick. Yeah, cardboard boxes are actually an interesting subject, There's single thick, double thick, thick and a half. It's a real science. I find it personally very, very interesting, but you guys would probably be bored. You'd probably be snoozing. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, so I got all these double thick boxes, and I brought them here. I'm using that to pack stuff. Now the missus, I gotta tell you, she wants to keep everything. I want to throw everything away because I call it junk. She says it's good stuff. We paid money for it. I was like, yeah, we paid money for it. Don't use the damn things, but I want to get rid of it. She says, no, you might never know. We maybe use it in the future. Let me show you some of these important things that she thinks we need to keep. It's a container for brandy or spirits. Nice. It's okay. I don't use them, but maybe I could put some cognac in it, and set it on a tray off in the living room and have a sniffer every now and then, if that was my personality, which it isn't. Got 20 of them. You want some? We should take them, she says. It's like, where are we going to put these damn things? Says, don't worry, I'll find a spot. I'll find a place. Lordy, 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 lordy. And then there's the toys. My kid has more toys. I thought I had a lot of toys. I gotta tell you, she's got toys. I got houses overrun with toys. I tell you what. Now, the missus believes, she manages the household finances, so she just hates to pay for things to be delivered to us, because everything is delivered to us in China. It's just the way it is. We only go to malls and stores for fun. Purchases, we just have things delivered to our front door, and that's China, and that's typical. It's very unusual. In the United States, we would hop in a car and we would go make a run to the city and buy stuff. You don't do that here in China. You just have it sent to you, whether it's groceries or it's shoes or whatever you need. And she believes in buying in quantity, because if you buy in quantity, you don't have to pay the delivery charge. I says, delivery charge is only 2 yuan. What is that, 25 cents? So we don't want to pay that stuff. So I need a new pair of house slippers. And here in China, of course, everybody, you have outside clothes and you have indoor clothes. And indoor clothes, we have house slippers. I thought that was really stupid when I was growing up. You have to take your shoes off when you go in the house. Now I see the wisdom in it. People don't get sick. You don't have colds. You don't get Omicron or whatever coronavirus is stuff that's going around, because people peel off their infected clothes and wash them and put on new clothes when they're in the house. They never eat with their hands. They use chopsticks or quaitza. So it's a lot harder to infect a Chinese or an Asian person. But anyway, so she buys these house slippers. I'll show you mine. They just came in yesterday. They're fashionable, don't you know? Very fashionable. She bought 8 pairs. 8 pairs? What am I going to do with 8 pairs? She says, you'll use them. So yeah, 8 pairs, I'm sure. Being so hot, of course, she buys us some things to drink. She likes to, so she went and bought different brands of teas, like iced tea or whatever. This one here is Hao Cha, good tea. See? And of course, when she buys it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get the idea. We got lots. So we're stocked up here for the end of the world and another quarantine with lots of things to drink and bags of rice. Last time I was in quarantine, the time before this last one, we were also in a move. Every time we're moving, there's a quarantine, it just seems like. And anyways, so I had these cases of beer and these bags of rice, and that's what we lived off of during the quarantine. Lordy, 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 sometimes life can throw things at you. Almost like a joke. Which is a great segue into talking about the pre-birth world line template and how it's constructed and things called telltales. But I'm not going to get into that right now. But boy, it's such a good lead-in. I got to tell you. Incidentally, this is sugar-free. This is just tea. I mean, it's tea. Not flavoring, no lemon, it's just tea. I find it a little bit, you have to be in a mood for it. As an American, I'm used to having things sweetened. But I gotta tell you, the Lipton tea, when I drink a Lipton iced tea, oh God, it's like drinking liquid candy. It's so sweet. I like things a little sweet, not a lot sweet. I have to cut it with water. There I am going on and on and on. So the point is, I got all this stuff I gotta move. And so I'm moving it. And this week I'm moving it. So the posts on Metallicman are going to kind of trickle down to a little bit. The videos I'm making for Patreon and YouTube is going to kind of trickle down a little bit. And I'm going to come out of it and I'm going to continue. But for those of you who need your daily fix, I'm going to have to tell you, I'm going to be busy. I got other things going on and a changing in life. If you're not changing, you're doing something wrong. Now, change, of course, is a scary thing. it's been my experience, change is always good and bad. So I'm a little bit worried about what the bad will be. But I'm anticipating some good stuff out of it. I'm looking forward to a smaller house, to be honest with you guys. A smaller house is easier to cool in this temperature here. It's also got double and triple pane windows. Triple pane glass, double, triple pane. Triple pane's a bit overkill, but double's okay. It's insulated glass, in other words. Okay? Most of the houses in China are either cement or glass. You won't find that many wood houses. It's either cement or glass, seriously, or stone. And inside they're all stone facing. So, you know, the floors are always marble or granite or you know, something. So so it's going to be easier for us to keep cool. This particular house that I'm in right now has central air. And yes, I know I bought another house just the other week that has central air. This one, I don't know what the people were thinking, but they put they got an off-brand company, not a big company that made this air conditioner. They put it in here in this big house and it works like shit. Really doesn't work well at all. We've had people come in, they say, the best you can do is this and that. And they say, so much. So we'll have the air conditioner running on full. Outside temperature will be 33 and the inside temperature will be 30. It's like the only lowers at 3 degrees and it's on full blast, full Arctic blast. It's like, so in this new house, I'm installing windows. We're tearing out the installed windows in the brand new house. We're putting in our own windows. I work with a couple of factories that make windows, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. And putting in Medea air conditioning, which is a very, very good local brand. And you all probably have the same kind of situation. You've got these clothes you really haven't worn for a long time for one reason or the other. I have clothes, more formal clothes, that people who I work with accept me as I am, which is, you know, I go to factories, people are wearing t-shirts and shorts. Okay? Only people who dress up in ties are visitors because that's the environment from England or whatever, where they come from. So I've got more dressy clothes that I never wear. And clothes that, of course, you know, it doesn't fit me anymore because I kind of grew outward. Well, we all grow outward, don't we? Since I had my little girl, I ended up with a daddy belly. I don't know why, really. I haven't really changed my diet. I eat better. I eat better. So it's funny how these things happen, but it's called life. And I think every single one of you watching this, if you haven't experienced it, well, you will. And that's it. I got a ton load of dog stuff. I got a ton load of kid stuff. I got a ton load of all this stuff, and we're all packing it up. And that's what we're doing. And I'm looking forward to the move. During the move this week, Nancy Pelosi is supposed to be coming here, visiting Taiwan. I got two responses from Chinese on this. On one hand, the Chinese are taking it very seriously. They're saying, you're just poking us. You're saying one thing and just poking us. You're saying one thing and just poking us. You're not taking us seriously. We have to teach you to take us seriously. That's the one hand. On the other hand, they're like, yeah, but it's just a visit by a person. Who gives a fuck? They're not going to change anything. Here's the responses as I see them. Either nothing's going to happen or she's going to be killed. Pentagon is telling Biden, don't send her, don't send her, don't send her. But you see, the politicians, they seem to think that they can say reality and do whatever they want without consequences because they're idiots. And maybe they just need a bit slash. This is, well, you shooting down her and killing her is going to be an act of war. Her flying to Taiwan's already the act of war, so I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. All this is for another subject. Don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm not worried about it too much. It's just a bunch of song and dance. Just like monkeypox is going to destroy the United States. I gotta tell you, the stuff that passes for news these days in the United States, you guys gotta be ashamed of yourselves. Now, about where I'm moving to. It's a complex. It's a big complex. It's a real big complex. This complex that I'm in right now is 8 buildings of 6 base structures. Some of the base structures have 2 towers, so it's 8 towers. The one I'm moving to is 32 towers. 32. And it's got, in the middle of the quad, the towers surround the area are multiple parks, swimming pools, playgrounds, and that kind of stuff. It's much larger. Whole thing's gated, of course. Okay, so only residents live there. And it should be pretty good. And we'll see how it goes, okay? It's in a area that is being built up. They just put a new highway in. They're putting in another high-speed rail station nearby. There's a bus station, the Zhuhai bus station right there outside the door. It's definitely well connected. It's also, thank God, off the coast. As much as the coast is beautiful to look at, if you lived on the coast for the last 6, 7, 8 years like I have, you get tired of it. All the salt water and everything and the moisture destroys everything you have. Doesn't matter if you're on it, like my other house, or set back, like this house. You still have to deal with the ocean effects. People who live in the mountains, you don't understand this. That's the way it is. Wherever you live has effects, and this is one of the effects that you have. Silly, huh? I know. Okay, people, I'm going to wrap this up. The point of this is just to tell you what it's like to move in China, and give you guys a heads up, because I'm not going to be throwing a bunch of stuff out like I have been, because everything's in boxes right now. And I'll probably have another video that says, okay, I'm completed move, and this is my thoughts and all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. In the meantime, people, do your best. Help other people. Smile. Treat life as a game. Don't take the news too seriously. It's run by assholes, reporting on assholes who are doing asshole things. That's all the news is, right? Written by assholes, reporting on assholes, doing asshole things. Why the hell do you want that in your life? It's called an addiction, that's why. Cocaine for the soul. And just be good. If you have an opportunity, eat some good delicious food, some good steak, and drink some very, very good beverages. I may suggest, if I may, some frosty, icy cold beverages. And do so with friends and family. And make sure you have a loyal pet or companion nearby. And give them the time of day. They deserve it. Even if they are a pain in the ass sometimes. And take care. Because people, well, I believe in you, that's why. 风景在身后走，偶尔停下来片刻，放轻松深呼吸。海天连一线，看隐藏都不远，离开城市了，发现一张崭新的脸。快乐不需要装 WiFi， 歌声在风里飞很快，吹过来是爱。蔚蓝的天空在 say hi， 偶尔有眼泪也无害。I say hi， 我还想要再更嗨更嗨。想摆在窗外，咱们期待，你要不要一起来？你要不要一起来？把心里打开，就听见天籁，想要的统统找回来。我今天要自由，明天也要自由，我们都爱自由，自由，自由，生活就该自由。我今天要自由。我的好朋友，如果你感同身受，你会明白我自己的生活。不想也不会太久了，偶尔让自己停留，跟我享受着傍晚的草坪和萤火。会有很多钱在口袋，反而会活得更自在。I say hi， 我还想要再更嗨更嗨。想摆在窗外，咱们期待，你要不要一起来？你要不要一起来？
滑得挺好啊！
就听见天籁，想要的统统找回来。我今天要自由，明天也要自由，我们都爱自由，自由，自由，生活就该自由。想摆在窗外，咱们期待，你要不要一起来？心里打开，就听见天籁，想要的统统找回来。我今天要自由，明天也要自由，我们都爱自由，自由，自由，生活就该自由。我今天要自由，明天也要自由，我们都爱自由，自由，自由，生活就该自由。我今天要自由。
来抖音极速版看视频领现金。